The most honest behavior reveals itself when people believe there's no audience. Watch someone when they don't know they're being observed. Watch their face relax into its true expression. Watch their body language shift from performance to reality. Watch the mask drop just for a moment. That moment tells you everything. You've been lied to about human nature. They told you to trust people's words, to believe their carefully constructed social presentations. But here's what they didn't tell you. Every person you meet is performing. Every conversation is a performance. And the only time you see the real script is when the actor forgets there's a camera rolling. Think about the last time someone smiled at you while explaining why they could not help you. Now think what their face revealed the second they turned away. That's not cynicism, that's pattern recognition. And if you're not paying attention to those unguarded moments, you're walking through life with a blindfold on, wondering why you keep getting blindsided. The problem is not that people lie. Lying is too simple and too detectable. The real problem runs deeper. People have learned to believe their own performances. They've rehearsed their public persona so thoroughly that they've convinced themselves it's real. They genuinely think they're the patient and understanding person they pretend to be in meetings. They actually believe they're the loyal friend they perform when you're watching. But remove the audience, and the performance ends. The truth surfaces. You see this everywhere once you start looking. The coworker who speaks passionately about teamwork in the conference room, then you catch their face in the reflection of their computer screen when they think they're alone. The friend who swears they're happy for your success, but you notice how their jaw tightens when you're not making direct eye contact. The partner who claims they love spending time with your family, but you see the relief wash over them when plans get canceled and they think you're not looking. These are not isolated incidents. This is the default state of human interaction. We live in a world of managed impressions where everyone is a brand, everyone is selling something, and authenticity is just another marketing strategy. The smile is a tool. The eye contact is calculated. The tone of voice is chosen from a menu of socially acceptable options. Beneath all these are intentions that would horrify you if spoken aloud. But here's where it gets darker. You're also doing this. At this exact moment, you're editing how you present yourself to yourself. You're maintaining your own self-image, your own internal performance. And just like everyone else, your truest nature emerges when you think no one's watching, including yourself. This is where Machiavelli comes in. Machiavelli understood something most philosophers refuse to acknowledge, that appearances and reality are two different games, and most people lose because they only know how to play one. In The Prince, Machiavelli wrote something that got him condemned for centuries. He said it is unnecessary for a prince to have all the good qualities I have enumerated, but it is very necessary to appear to have them. He's not saying be evil. He's saying something far more dangerous. He's revealing that society runs on performance, not substance. But here's the part most people miss. Machiavelli wasn't just teaching princes how to rule. He was giving anyone who read carefully the key to read other people. If you understand that everyone is managing appearances, then you understand that the truth lives in the moments when appearance management fails. When the prince thinks he's offstage, when the performer believes the curtain is down, when people think you're not watching. Machiavelli observed that people are ungrateful, fickle, false, and cowardly. Not bad individuals, but people in general. But here's the critical part. They hide these qualities behind a performance of virtue. Remove the social pressure, remove the audience, and you see what's really there. This isn't pessimism. This is strategic realism. The people who survive are not the ones who believe in human goodness. They're the ones who watch out for unguarded moments. They're the ones who pay attention when the performance slips. They're the ones who trust behavior over words, patterns over promises, and revealed preferences over stated intentions. So how do you actually use this? How do you weaponize the understanding that people's truest intentions emerge when they think you're not watching? First, create situations where people forget you're observing. This doesn't mean hiding in bushes or installing spy cameras. It means being so unremarkable in certain moments that you fade into the background. When you're too interesting, people perform for you. When you're just present without being a focal point, they relax. They drop the mask. The coworker who doesn't realize you're still in the room during their private phone call. The friend who doesn't notice you can see their face in the car window reflection. The partner who thinks you're asleep. These moments are gold mines of truth. Second, watch for the micro expressions that appear between performances. Someone tells you they're fine with your decision. Watch their face in the half second before they respond. Someone claims they're not angry. Watch their hands, their posture, and their breathing. The body doesn't lie as well as the mouth does. Unguarded moments are not always noticeable. Sometimes they're just a flash between one performance and the next. That flash tells you everything. Third, pay attention to what people do when there's no social benefit to the action. Anyone can be generous when others are watching. Anyone can be kind when kindness is rewarded. The waiter who's rude to the busboy when customers aren't looking, that's who they really are. The executive who's charming in the boardroom but dismissive to the janitor, that's the real person. Unguarded treatment of people who don't matter reveals everything about someone's actual character. Fourth, create low-stakes situations and observe. People reveal their true priorities when the stakes seem too low to be significant. Watch how someone treats a small promise. Watch how they handle a minor inconvenience. Watch what they do when they think something is too insignificant for you to remember. Those moments reveal the actual operating system, not the user interface they show the world. Lastly, listen to what people say about others when those others aren't present. The way someone talks about their ex when they think you are on their side reveals how they'll talk about you eventually. The way someone talks about coworkers reveals how they'll talk about you. The way someone discusses their family when the family is not present, that's the template for how they truly view relationships. They're showing you who they are. Believe them. Here's the tactical advantage. You begin to notice that the person who performs excessive friendliness in public is the same person whose face goes dead the moment they think the interaction is over. You start to recognize that the people who talk most about loyalty are often the ones looking for their next opportunity to jump ship. You realize that the ones who constantly declare their honesty are usually working hardest to cover something up. And here's the power move. You can use this knowledge to protect yourself without ever revealing that you're watching. You don't need to confront people about their performances. You simply stop trusting the performance and start trusting the pattern. You stop making decisions based on what people say and start making decisions based on what they do when they think it doesn't matter. This is how you survive in a world of performers. You become the observer. You watch the unguarded moments. You collect data points. And you make strategic decisions based on reality, not performance. But there's a warning here that you need to hear. Once you start seeing people this way, your relationships will change. You'll stop taking things at face value. You'll stop believing the surface-level explanations. You'll start seeing the machinery behind the magic trick. Some people will sense this shift in you, and they'll either respect you more or fear you. You'll also have to confront an uncomfortable truth. People are watching your unguarded moments too. Someone in your life has seen you when you thought no one was looking. They've seen your face change when you turned away. They've noticed what you do when you think the action doesn't matter. They've watched your performance slip, and they've drawn conclusions about who you really are. This is the Machiavellian bargain. Once you understand the game, you're playing regardless of your intent. The only question is whether you're playing consciously or unconsciously, whether you're managing your own unguarded moments or leaving yourself exposed, whether you're watching others or being watched without knowing. The truth is this: human interaction is a chess game where everyone is lying about which pieces they're willing to sacrifice. The only way to play effectively is to watch what people do when they think the game isn't being observed. Watch what pieces they actually protect when they think you're not looking at the board. Watch where their attention goes when they believe you're distracted. This isn't about becoming paranoid. It's about becoming awake. It's about understanding that the person who shows you one face in public might be showing everyone else a different face when you're not around. It's about recognizing that intentions are revealed through unguarded actions, not managed statements. The most dangerous people are not the ones who are obviously malicious. They're easy to spot and avoid. The most dangerous people are the ones who have perfected the performance of virtue while operating with completely different intentions underneath. And the only way to see them is to watch the moments when they think the performance doesn't count. So here's what you do now. You start paying attention, not in an obvious way, not in a way that makes you look paranoid or suspicious. You observe, notice patterns, and collect data. You trust patterns over promises. You believe behavior over words. And you make your decisions based on who people are when they think you're not watching, not who they perform being when they know you are. Because in the end, Machiavelli was right about one thing above all. The world is divided between those who understand that appearances and reality are different games, and those who are still playing checkers while everyone else is playing chess. The question isn't whether you're going to be manipulated. The question is whether you're going to see it coming. Now that you know this, use this knowledge wisely. Watch the unguarded moments. Trust the patterns. And remember, if you're not watching, someone else is. And they're making decisions about you based on what they see. The curtain never fully closes. The performance never fully stops. But the cracks in the performance will tell you everything. Watch for them. Learn from them. And whatever you do, don't forget that you're performing too. You now see what most people refuse to acknowledge. Subscribe for more insights into the dark patterns that govern human behavior. Comment below with the most revealing unguarded moment you've ever witnessed. And remember, the people who understand these patterns operate in silence. They just quietly make better decisions than everyone else. You're now one of them. Watch carefully.